Welcome, Supreme Commanders. How you all doing? It's been a week, and while I could bore you with endless reasons and excuses as to why I've not been here, it's far easier and simpler to blame the kids, so I will. The fact I don't have any is neither here nor there, but what I do have is a Forge Lines Feather 6 versus 6 going down on a real interesting map that you see here, generated by the AI. Thank you, Neuroxys. And with that, I see no reason why we can't roll straight on into it. 12 players, 2 teams, 1 big river, and a whole lot of action. Averaging out at 1583 versus 1550 a team. Will those 33 points make a difference? We'll have to ask the Masons, but with that all said and done, let's wait for our drum roll to complete and we'll teleport on in. There we go. All right, jumping on over. Alrighty then, so here we go. It's been a week, and notice slight little upgrade to my system here. When I move the mouse, we see these little yellow dots underneath the mouse, indicating how deep the water is. I'm sure 99% of you already know that, but to the 1% that don't, there you go. All right, let's unpause the game and we'll reduce speed because, as we said, it's 6 players a team. Team number 1 up the top in the eastern corner. Team number 2 down in the southwestern corner. And while we're down there, let's make a start. In the rear with the gear is Phong himself. The man, the myth, the legend who the game has summoned. The game, of course, being called the Phong Summoning Circle. Not the first time I've covered a game called the Phong Summoning Circle. Although, interestingly enough, that other game that I cast did not feature Phong himself. And the only other time, or maybe a couple of times we've featured Phong, was not called the Phong Summoning Circle. So with that highly interesting piece of information out the way, what's also interesting is, once again, Phong in white. He seems to really like the white colour there. And we'll leave that comment there. I think we'll move over to his east. It's schlongdis. An 1100 rated UEF in orange. He's going first air, the only UEF player in the game. Moving further to his northwest, northeast even, is C2118 Freedom. I think we'll just refer to him as Freedom today. He's going Aeon and starting first land in sky blue. Moving to his northwest in sort of marker pen colour, it's Hannibalo. Well, I think we'll call him Hannibal. He's going Cybran and starting first land. Hannibal there, clocking in at 1300 rating points. Further on to his north is MimiKz, the highest rated player for Team 2. In purple, 2300 rated, also going Cybran, also going first land. And then last but not least for Team 2, in cyan is GingerbreadMan, 1800, yet another Cybran, also going first land. And that's it. Let's switch over to Team 1 real quick. As we introduce players from south to north, we'll continue with that trend. Seems to be working thus far. Is MSG, who I will refer to as Message interchangeably. And he's going first land there for the Cybrans, clocking in also 1700. To his north in Burgundy is another Aeon player, 2300. Build more Sams from the GB clan. Can only assume that means he lives around the corner from me. But who knows? It could only be in the name. And yeah, first land, 2300. The only other 2300 rated in the play. In fact, the only other player that's rated above 2000 in the game. Both teams having won 2300 apiece. To his north in this weird mustardy kind of a colour is Judoka 1972. I think I'll refer to him as Judo, rolls off the tongue a little easier. 1600 rated Cybran. I used to do judo once upon a time. Got all the way up to a white belt. That's how many times I went. So about 5 or 6 times. Anyways, too much like hard work, right? Anyways, Judo there going first land, the 1600. Yet another Cybran. So featuring very heavily on the Cybrans today. Further to his north is Cunningfox, yet another Cybran in the lighter purple, the lilac, 1400 rated there. First land, going for his Hydro as we speak, and looks like air is next. A little further on to the north then, in the rear, It's Hatschi. What a tongue twister that is, and that's going to give my DSer a run for its money. I think I'm just going to refer to him as Hats or Hat. 1300 rated Aeon player there, first land, and now working on his hydro. And then last but not least, for the entire team, and indeed the game, is Madlord. 1200 rated Seraphim player, going first land. And so with all of that said and done, my voice already a little rough after that intro. And let's stop ranting and raving. Let's pick up the pace. And to point the obvious here, Team 1 have got their own island that is connected by the land to the south here. And Team 2, the same thing up to the north. But as you can probably tell, some of these pieces of land by the coast here are probably closer to these two guys. And then vice versa down here. Certainly this bit of land here would seem to be closer to these two versus this team. Certainly back here as well. And so that should make for an interesting game. The minimap kind of a little weird in its colours, but I think we'll let that one slide. And with that, let's see how the game unfolds. As we approach just passing minute 2, speed back on full pace. And I like here what GingerbreadMan doing with his scouts. And so he knows he can't immediately dominate this area. It takes a long time to get a commander up there. Or a transport ship even that's got something that can fight. And so by sending 2 scouts up, as well as a scout aircraft, GingerbreadMan's going to get a nice read on this area here. Is the enemy coming across? In fact, let's have a little look what his team can see. And if we zoom in a little bit, let's select GingerbreadMan himself so we get access to the intel. And there, look at that. Nice intel read. Got a ping going down. And I think somebody might have just seen something on the very edge of radar. Perhaps not. Just wants the intel. And I love the teamwork here. MimiKz, satisfied with the intel, flies himself a bomber as well as an intercept over. Also sends a hunter over. And so Team 2 here, very strong on the intel side of things. And they have identified their first target. Pings go down. That's belonging to Cunningfox, a 1400, who's got at least 4, if not 5 engineers loaded on that transport. It's got picked up good and proper. He's going to have to drop that. And right now, if he wants to hold on to any, maintains 5 of the engineers on the splashdown. Transport lands on 1 of them. He keeps 4 of them. And here's this bomber that we saw MimiKz producing. That rolls forward. And that bags himself all 4. Fantastic teamwork there from Team 2. I like it very much. And that has not got to be very nice for Cunningfox. And was that the audio going a bit funny? Excuse the lack of continuity here. That's the first time we've experienced that sound. Let's turn it off. There we go. So that's a bit better for today. Another nice bomb there. 6 kills now for this one from MimiKz. Takes off the engineers that were working and assisting on the naval yard there belonging to Madlord. Bomber swings back round, bags itself yet another engineer. That makes it 7. And at least for now, Team 2 completely dominating the air over here. And Team 1 with problems. Although what is very interesting, at least for me, is we've got 2 engineers here belonging to Team 1 crossing over the pond or the river. And that makes things interesting. We do have a couple of, in fact, we've got 3 commanders. We've got 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, all from Team 2 proceeding north. So you'd think 3 commanders versus 2, as well as these engineers that MimiKz is sporadically dropping over the map, trying to bag himself as many mass points as possible. I like to think, as long as these commanders work together, this should be an easy win for Team 2. Let's have a quick look. Are Team 1 facing the same issues over here? Well, not really. It looks like a couple of engineers landed from Freedom. Turn that down just a tad. And that's it. And so, Message with a solitary commander deals with all the engineers' first order of business, who only managed to produce 1 factory in that time. The other factory harmlessly left unfinished. And so Message has only got 1 thing to do. And he's doing it. Also have a little drop attempt here from Team 2 up on the ridge. And looks like Hat comfortably deals with that with flares. And so at least early on, the action's going to seem to be focused up here. We've got some engineers here as well creeping across the ways from Judo. And Judo, of course, with his commander as well as Madlord over here, those engineers are going to be able to produce factories or some point defense or something, or just help the commander upgrade. We've also got some naval action way down south here. Phong belonging to Team 2 down here, as well as schlongdis, and they're currently being engaged. A couple of frigates to deal with. Nothing too difficult at this stage. But back to the top, I feel this is where it's going to be at. And the two commanders, let's take a look at it from Judo's point of view. That's what him and his team can see. They do get themselves a factory online working together, but MimiKz very quick off the block there. Works on reclaiming it together with GingerbreadMan, and that's a 2-on-2, and that factory belonging to Madlord is going to go down. So much so, Madlord doesn't even bother trying to issue orders to the factory to create anything. He knows it's going down. I like that Judo's got a lot of air in the area together with Cunningfox. This is crucial. This is going to supply, as well as air cover, it's going to supply intel for these two commanders, who for now are 2-on-2, but without any other. They do have these engineers back here, and they've got some, look at this, they've got 4 land factories, now 5 land factories queued up. And so that could be crucial. If those are allowed to complete, that could give these two engineers a chance. Madlord decides to turn around, work on a point defense here. I'd like to see his pal Judo help out with that. These are all bare commanders at this stage. And MimiKz, with a couple of engineers of his own, manages to get their point defense up first. And Madlord, well, decides against completing the point defense now. Is trying to reclaim it and get as much of those resources back as possible. Ping's going down. Judo, as if to say, Madlord, get your cent in the drink. Nah, you're outnumbered 3-1. And that is the case. 3 commanders there pursuing. We'll go back to global view. And at least for now, these engineers appear to have made land. They're working on a point defense. They were thinking about a radar and then realized, no, we gotta run. Got a frigate here belonging to MimiKz. And that, if it had been there about 20 seconds sooner, I think would have bagged itself all of these engineers. Oh, but the point defense goes ahead and grabs the frigate. Very nice indeed. And so we'll move down a little bit further. How are we doing here? Well, MimiKz looking setting up shop here. MimiKz about half health. GingerbreadMan faring much better, but the two commanders in question, Madlord together with Freedom, and it looks like Freedom is just going to continuously shoulder barge Madlord, although that doesn't cause any damage. Madlord working himself, was going for the gun, cancels it, and then starts a Tech 2 upgrade, and Freedom decides, alright, I can't knock you over, I'll run away. And what's also quite nice here for Madlord, I'm not sure how much planning went into this. He has 3 engineers on standby, and providing those don't get bombed, and he can afford his upgrade, that should go pretty quick. So zooming out here a little bit, Freedom backing off a bit, and Judo up here, of course, was the second commander. Madlord getting the upgrade there. Has now 1 factory online. There's a couple of mass points. And working on the second. And of course, the more of these he gets online, he's got intel as well over there. He knows nobody's going to creep up on him. That's gone nicely there for Team 1. Quick focus down here on the Navy side of things. A whole bunch of subs from Message there. He's been watching one of my videos. You know, I'm a huge fan of players using submarines early doors versus those that just go frigate spam. And here is why. Those submarines having their way, carving through the frigates and even chopping up naval yards there. And Hannibal says, yeah, I'm on my way out. He's down to 8,500 of the 10,000 hit points. And ping's going down here. as players desperately trying to deal with this. There goes another naval yard. Madlord as well with a couple of frigates in tow together with this group of subs. More subs coming over all the time. And Phong already with a nanite torpedo launcher. I like this, what we see. The Cybran Commander, of course, the ability to upgrade itself and fire torpedoes, the only commander in the game that can do so. And Phong making good use of it there. 5 kills thus far. And I'm just wondering, is that going to be enough to repel this attack? He's going to have to keep in range, though. And there we can see some of his torpedoes coming across. Looks like he's just strolled beyond the range there. He's now reclaiming his allies' naval yard wreck, which may or may not have been ideal. And our first Tech 2 ship here, the destroyer belonging to schlongdis, has a torpedo bomber on its case. And so with that, we see as well Message thinking a similar thing here, going for the torpedo upgrade on his commander. He's already a Tech 2. He's already stealth inside 12 minutes. Tech 2 stealth torpedo launching Cybran commander. The only other place he can go really with this is a Tech 3 commander at this stage of the game. Certainly can't afford to go invisible as well, but stealth is very good, and that's gonna, that commander, if he moves over, is going to cause right problems for these. Yes, Fong's got torpedo launcher, but that's it. Quick look back up top then. Judo up here has got himself the gun upgrade. Madlord has got himself Tech 2. Of course, these two commanders working together. And looks like Freedom together with a few Mantis there coming up from GingerbreadMan. Testing out the defenses. And GingerbreadMan says, no. Time to turn round and wriggle yourselves home. And there they go. This is, leave this to me, says GingerbreadMan. And GingerbreadMan, who's got the gun as well as the torpedo launcher. And so that is quite a sneaky commander. If he does manage to bully one of these commanders into the water, that torpedo launcher that he's got on him, the nanite, will be able to finish him off. And like the work there, GingerbreadMan working together with Freedom. Freedom still a bear commander as we roll past 13 minutes. Not found the time or the eco to upgrade himself yet. And I love this team play. Judo with the gun, Madlord with the tech. Madlord providing the point defense for Judo to fall back to. And that's hugely important. Of course, Cybrans can't have the gun and tech at the same time, because they're very debilitated in that regard. And so this is fantastic team play. Putting a Tech 2-point defense down as well. And that's going to embolden Judo to be even more aggressive. Got a first Tech 2 gunship now working on Judo. And so that's going to force Madlord to work on some anti-air or bring some interceptors across. We'll have to see what the thinking is there. And it would seem that a couple of these interceptors belonging to Judo. Look at that. 5 kills. And another kill there. 6 kills between those two. And GingerbreadMan says, oh, no, you don't. I'm going to clear that out the way and then send a couple of gunships of my own. And GingerbreadMan now very low on health. 2,300. Before the opponents finally run out of oomph. And Cunningfox has decided to cross the pond as well. Now, he's still a bear commander, but as providing he puts overcharges into things, that is far from a useless commander. You see there, he blaps away 2 Tech 1-point defenses despite being bear, and with that gains his first rank of vet and is working on reclaiming one of the factories there belonging to MimiKz. And Team 1 looking increasingly strong up here on what is rightfully Team 2's island. They've got a nice area there. We're seeing they've already almost killed GingerbreadMan. GingerbreadMan now back here. He's got a couple of engineers. He's working on stealth. He's already got gun and the torpedo. And so this will make him equal in that regards to MSG. Who, by the way, let's have a little check in at MSG. Here we see it. The lethality of having the abilities to fire torpedoes and not be seen. If we take a look from schlongdis and his team point of view, of course, if they get visual on the commander, they can go after him. But as soon as they lose visual, in theory, Message's commander will go invisible. Has Message run out of energy? I wonder why they can see him. Somebody somehow must have a visual on him. But schlongdis getting bullied out of the water, and it looks like these naval yards belonging to schlongdis on risk of going down as well. Yes, they've got Phong out here. Of course, he's not stealthed up. He does have the nanite torpedo launcher, and together with these frigates belonging to Hannibal, this is far from over. We'll check back on that in a minute. It looks like all the Navy action is in the southern half of the river. We've got some limited construction facilities belonging to GingerbreadMan here in the middle, but I suspect he's going to want to help his team out down here. Of course, has problems of his own. Cunningfox with a large flotilla of frigates moving down. He certainly doesn't want to get his cruiser swarmed by those. But quick look back up here. What have we? Judo going for stealth on his commander, so he won't be picked up on radar. And Madlord, being Seraphim, just like the UEF, can afford themselves a tactical missile in the backpack. And he's going for that. And that's going to go pretty quick. He's Tech 2. He's got assistance. And providing he can afford it, I'm guessing he's stalling a little bit. And indeed he is on the old mass front. And apologies, while we were focusing on his upgrades there, Phong goes down. And that's due to these nanite torpedoes here from Message as well as the destroyers. Phong gets caught with his pants down. Who knows how much of that was to lack of stealth, but looks like Hannibal is going to bow out next. 13, 12, 9, 8, 6, 3, 33 hit points, and kaboom. Two commanders inside a few seconds there, thanks to the overwhelming Navy pressure, and in no small part Message's commander there from Team 1. And with that, I think Team 2 at risk of losing the Navy. Yes, they've got 3 naval yards here, only one of which is a Tech 1. We've got another Tech 1 naval yard here. And so with only one Tech 2 naval yard for the entire team. And now a huge artillery drop there from Build More Sams. Clues in the name. You'd have built one more Sam here. I don't think this artillery raid will have worked. And with it, bags himself a Tech 2 mass point belonging to GingerbreadMan, who seems to be the primary target of this. Walks himself into an emergency constructed Tech 1 point defense. That's hugely important, seeing as he doesn't seem to have much else there. And Build More Sam's working on the Tech 3 mass extractor. I really like what GingerbreadMan's doing here. He's actively repairing the mass point as it's being attacked to ensure that he doesn't lose it, and he manages to get himself a couple of jesters online as well. Together with that point defense, hugely important there. And I think GingerbreadMan, having lost only a solitary Tech 2 mass point, maybe a second one. Both of these are Tech 1, so I assume he's lost 2 mass points there. I think he was lucky to get away with that. With a Tech 2 transport fully laden with artillery pieces. Could have gone a lot worse for him. But yeah, as we were fearing here, Team 1 going from strength to strength. Yet another drop here from Build More Sams. Yet more artillery pieces, this time just a Tech 1 transport. And they're going to bag themselves that Tech 1 mass point. I don't think GingerbreadMan's going to worry too much about that. And they're now refocusing their efforts on this Tech 3 mass point that they weren't able to complete before. And with the Jester out of area, does finally go down. But these torpedo bombers that we've seen Team 2 produce, trying to deal with some of this Navy coming over from Team 1, just getting shot down. We've got another wave coming over here from Freedom. And this is where the commander from Message has got to be careful. Yes, he's stealthed up, but if he gets spotted, these can very quickly result in a bad day. In fact, Message over here. And so you wouldn't expect to look there and again unless they fly right over the top with the Tech 3 spy plane. Or he strolls into Omni radar range. See here, destroyers beaching from Message as well, opening up directly onto Freedom's base. But I want to have another quick look over here, what we got over here. So Cunningfox with gun, working on stealth. I'm sure he was working on that before. I must have mixed up with somebody else. No, it was Judo. I do beg your pardon. Judo with gun and stealth. He's at full health. 13,200 because he's a 1-star. Cunningfox is a 1-star as well, but with just the gun. And yeah, he's less than half health. But Madlord up front, standing loud and proud at 13,500 full health. He's not even got his first star yet, but he does have the attack missile launcher. I'm surprised we're not seeing him use it. Perhaps he's thinking of something else. Some Tech 3 spy planes now on the field from Hats, let's call him. On the 21st minute, about time we saw some air. But this is what's really interesting me. GingerbreadMan has got, oh my goodness. This is the fully upgraded Cyber. And if you don't have teleport, this is the way to go. He's stealthed up so he can't be seen on radar. He's cloaked, which means he's invisible. And he's got the laser attached to his chest, or the maser, the microwave laser. And so that means the other team will not be able to see him unless they get a Tech 3 spy plane over the top, or he strolls into Omni radar range. And to give you a little clue, let's start with Madlord. Looks like he could be on the menu. And there you can see, despite Tech 1 spy planes, they can't see. There was a little clue there that something got fired, but it was only that engineer. And there he is. Madlord gets attacked by the commander. We'll go back to global view now. Madlord desperately pings, trying to warn his team. Hey, you've got an invisible commander here. And back in global view, there we can see what he's doing. 32 kills to his name. He's a 2-star vet. And he's got 25,000 hit points left. And there he goes, 3-star. It's now 28,900. 29,000, and he's regenning thus far 33 hit points a second, and he's almost on to 4. He holds fire briefly, then opens up again, and there's his 4th star now. 33,500 hit points to his name. And if we have a quick look from Cunningfox's perspective, they can now see him, so that means they've got Tech 3 spy planes over the top of him, and there we can see him. Tech 3 spy planes there. This is where the Southern team can really help out their commander by giving ASF support to deal with the spy planes, because the only way that the team number 1, this team, can see this guy right now is with Tech 3 air. There's no Omni sensor here, and so the Southern team could really help out. You know, there's only 3 or 4 spy planes here, but they need working on because... But look at this. Nice thinking there from Judo, spamming down Tech 2 Cerberus turrets. Gonna need a few more of those. But while this guy is visible, they're gonna be able to fire at him all day. And this is where I just feel, look at all this air here. This is inexcusable from MimiKz. He's got a huge amount of air, and he just needs like 2 of them over here to take out these spy planes. GingerbreadMan 18,000 does finally chew his way through all of those Cerberus turrets, but he's got bricks to worry about. 13,000, 12,000. MimiKz, where's your air? 9,000. This guy's too busy to try and talk about it. Gets hung up on the wall section. 7,000 hit points out of 37. He's less than 25% health. Looks like he finally manages to deal with the bricks. 7,000 hit points. And that's going to be it. No more bricks. I think GingerbreadMan could have put a ping down just briefly. But I really feel that... Alright, I get it. Not all your air in case the commander goes pop. You don't want to lose it all. But it definitely felt like just 1 or 2 ASF could have been sent that way. A little dicey there, but credit where it's due. GingerbreadMan with balls of cyber and titanium deals with the situation regardless, and now his invisibleness can burn its well. It's those titanium balls, aren't they, that seem to be on fire. Either way, he remains invisible and can go home. Very, very nice play indeed. quick check in down south. This is where all the Navy action appears to be. Well, best I can tell, Team 2 have been entirely kicked out the drink where you look, with the minor exception of this Tech 1 Navy yard. I do like the harms system though, and so it's not entirely over. We've got 7 kills and 3. And we've got another harms system here. How were they being constructed? Well, that's going to work on isolated frigates doing things like this. But where it really matters is down here. And this is always sad for the players involved. In this case, schlongdis, he's lost most of his ego. And schlongdis' entire purpose now is to try and build shields in a battle that almost for sure is not going to go his way. And he's got hardly any eco to do it with. And Freedom in a somewhat similar position. Freedom, I think, has a couple more mass points under his control still. But these Aeon Tech 2 shields are crap. Pretty much the worst shields in the game, in that they're so difficult. At least Cybran, you say, yeah, they're crap. Yeah, but you can upgrade them about 5 times. And so, yeah, they're still not the best, but the fact you can upgrade them so many times, and every time you upgrade them, it sort of pops back up to full health. And so there is that to be said about them. Not so with Aeon. And so while I was favouring Freedom's position versus schlongdis, it would seem that Team 1 have taken a dislike to Freedom's base and elected to primary it for a bit. And if he's lucky, he's going to get that shield online. Oh, 100 hit points left on the air HQ. Oh, and he loses it a second before the shield blinks on. That is unfortunate. At least they're starting to get some artillery pieces online. Thanks to MimiKz here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's 5, 6 accurate. He's got about 10 artillery pieces here as MimiKz. And that is going to be the only thing that's going to dissuade this Tech 2 Navy from hanging out here for extended periods. And there we see the artillery piece there landing, taking out a frigate and a Tech 2. And as these artillery pieces continue to land, at some point this is going to become unsustainable for Team 1 to leave the Navy here. They do have themselves a battleship on the line though. 15 kills thus far. Quick look elsewhere. How are we doing? Well, MimiKz decides we need to work on Navy up here. He's so far gotten himself 8 yards online, one of which has gone down. We've also had a UFO attack. Apologies for missing this one. Looks like Gingerbread. It's only just been shot down. Gingerbread there, very quick on the reclaim. Working on it. So we'll have a quick look globally. And a massive drop here. 3 Tech 2 transports. We've got a bunch of Tech 1 bombers, which could be the perfect counter to these. And I think Billmore Sam's been a little greedy and quite out deep. He's trying to go with those. Gets shot down. One of them manages to make landfall with a bunch of artillery pieces. But with this many Tech 1 bombers in the area, that's going to be the end of that. Question is, do they manage to bag themselves anything? And the answer is no. They managed to shave off about 20 hit points that was already resolved by the time I finished the sentence. And now, got these engineer preset commanders. Not often I see these. See RAS presets all the time. See anti-air. See combat. But I've never seen engineer presets used like this. And there's 3 of them belonging to MimiKz. And I wonder, is he just there to reclaim? Or is he going to work on harms? Or what exactly is this guy's shtick? Well, there's the answer. Harms. Huge wave of torpedo bombers now belonging to MimiKz. Working on this Navy. I can only assume he's going to primary the crew. Oh, and he gets 4 cruisers in one pass. That's expert play there. He's still got a couple left. I don't think he could quite believe his luck in how many he got there. And Messages Commander is in the area, who's now working on flak. Don't forget, does have himself the stealth. So no guarantee that MimiKz can see him. And there we see. MimiKz has got no clue he's there. Unless he puts a spy plane over in the area. Quick glance up top. And Cunningfox with a counter-attack. Of course, we saw Team 1 coming over here, dominating for the while. That fantastic move from GingerbreadMan pushes them off again. And now the Tech 2 Navy from Cunningfox. Mostly cruisers, I have to say. We've got 1 destroyer, 1 Cybern cruiser, and 3 Seraphim cruisers, as well as a few frigates. And that seems to be enough to wipe the floor. And once again, it would seem Navy-wise, Team 2 completely kicked out, with the exception of this idle Navy yard belonging to GingerbreadMan. And these all-important harm systems that are racking up kills now. These two have 22 between them. This one's got 14. And so this is a reasonably effective tactic here. Of course, these can be ground-fired, but it's certainly going to buy MimiKz some time. We'll take a little look at the scores now as we roll around minute 31. Not had a chance to do this yet. Been so much action. And it's 2,200 versus 1,000. Oh my goodness. Team 2 are literally over 2 to 1 ahead. It's now 2.4 to 1. Assuming that's an accurate read. Favoring Team 1. Which is the team there on the right hand side. And so on paper, there is no way Team 2 can come back from this. And that's going to be, if we take a quick glance there, Team 1, they've completely got their expansion under their control, and it's all capped off and it's not under any threat. While Team 2, their natural expansion, well, look at it. Most of the mass points aren't taken, and the ones that are, a lot of them are just Tech 1, and they're all under fire from these cruisers. Some fantastic work from Cunningfox. This, by the way, is massive team play, these cruisers, because you're picking off such a huge amount of the opposing economy. Sure, it's not the winning blow, but it's industrially, it's massively important economically. Also, like this here, Build More Sams manages to land on the opposing little plateau here. There's no land access to this point. Really like this map that the AI has generated, Neuroxis one of the best I've seen in terms of gameplay. And this here belonging to Build More Sams, I mean, as long as their team retain Navy, which we know they've got, he may be able to hold this. More artillery wars here, and huge credit to schlongdis for being able to hold out as long as he did. And huge credit to MimiKz again, once again trying to get established in the Navy. These are all Tech 2 Navy yards. I assume he lost his Navy HQ. Together with these harm systems, it's getting an awful lot of value. This one here as well. An enemy battleship straying well into harm range. I mean, I'd like to see these support commanders used to manually reclaim some of these. But MimiKz gets himself an experimental online just as another donut rolls in as well from Hatschi. And there's a nuke out as well. So much going on. Oh, terrible move there. Hat leaves his donut wide open. MimiKz balls to the wall, goes for it. Hat recognizes it, sends his air in, but it's slightly late. And there impacts one of the nukes. Oh, we've got Scathis fire as well. And the Scathis fire, we're going to have to slow time down just briefly. So much going on the screen right now. The secondary nuke coming in over here as well. Build More Sams asks, did somebody nuke me? Oh no, it was Scathis. Here comes the sec nuke. That one is shot down. And so despite being over 2 to 1 mass behind, Team 2 managed to get themselves a Scathis online. It's MimiKz 2300 rated. And that watering can of doom, spreading more of its droplets back over the screen, will resume pace. And so with that Judo Madlord are down, as well as Phong and Hannibal, it's now a 4 versus 4, 34 minutes in. And the Scathis fire causing huge amounts of devastation. This time it's Hatschi's turn to eat the wrath. He's got a bit of an air grid left online. I can only assume that's order of the day. Here it comes. And there it goes. A large amount of destruction. Let's have a little look what sort of kills. 408 kills already, this thing. That's massive. And I'm just wondering, despite being so far behind, is that going to help them out? Let's have a little look. What's the eco now? Now it's 2.1 to 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Remember that was 2.4 a minute ago. So the Scathis has only been able to wipe 200 mass per tick off. Of course, these Tech 3 mass extractors, much more difficult to break through than Tech 2. And Hatschi's commander has managed to get away from that. Has himself the energy. Oh, and Scathis fire aiming. Unsure if that was aiming for Hat there or for the base here belonging to Cunningfox. We've got yet another nuke out. And this one heads in right to the front of MimiKz's base that was outside the strategic missile defense range. Perfectly placed nuke there. Gets as many kills as it can without being shot down. Message looking increasingly strong in the drink, working on harms of his own. And looks like these support commanders are going to go down for naught if MimiKz doesn't recognize the threat. Although I think MimiKz got far bigger priorities to deal with right now. And I'm just wondering, have the other team an answer to this? Well, they've got themselves a solitary Tech 3 artillery piece online. They're fast working on a second. What the fuck? Oh, get effed, says GingerbreadMan. Ha ha ha. Shields needed. Nukes going down. People getting unhappy. Just so much devastation. And we've got a monkey bot crawling out of the sea. More Scathis fire. And Cunningfox base, I'm surprised it even survived that lot. There's a second lot here. We'll have a quick look how this is going. MimiKz does manage to bring himself one of those support commanders home. But the monkey bot here, and it's surely been spotted by now, makes his way towards the Scathis. MimiKz, wise to it, is already bagged up and bringing the Scathis further back. Wow. Monkey Lord goes down to about 1 million. Cyber and Tech 2 point defense. Who says Cerberus turrets can't kill an experimental? Well, got about 100 of them. It can. Literally tickling it to death. And this here is a bit of a waste of GingerbreadMan. No doubt also got himself bigger priorities. And now the Scathis fire retrains over here towards Message's main base. And so minute 39, it's a 4 versus 3 favouring Team 2. And Team 2, despite the economic disadvantage, have themselves 1 Scathis versus 2 Disruptors. Scathis still on full health now with 611 kills. Navy still well in Team 1's hands. Gotta be starting to get a little concerned about this Scathis fire. If we take a look at the ecos now, it's 1,600 to 800 and change. So still a 2-to-1 advantage for Team 1, but both teams losing mass versus just 5 minutes ago. But this disruptor fire as it comes in, together with the battleship fire, hugely disruptive. And looks like MimiKz has lost his air grid. I'm not sure if that was due to disruptor fire. MimiKz trying to gather up some strategic bombers here. Going out secretly. And these harms here getting huge value. these as well. This one with 20 kills. This is a 5-star harm. 5-star torpedo launcher here. This one with 24 kills. And the disruptor fire is really chipping away at MimiKz's base. Yes, he's trying to rush more shields. And he's going to have to be really up on his game with that. Scathis with 700, now 765 kills. Unbelievable. And for now, Message just about hanging on to his artillery pieces. 2 of them there. He's only got 1 shield left online and 1 Aeon. And there comes the next lot of artillery. A Scathis fire. And I think Message will be going to be lucky with that one. Yet another nuke out. Where's this one heading? Oh my goodness. Into the pond where the commanders are. MimiKz's commander as well as Freedom. And the nuke's heading in. And there's going to be nothing to stop that. MimiKz sees it last second. Tries to run away. Manages to get away with just minor damage. But I'm thinking that's Freedom knocked out. Incredible. I think MimiKz was very lucky to get away with just a scratch there. He's almost healed up. But look at these huge waves of tactical missile launcher fire. Very, very nice move there from Message. MimiKz, quick on it though, moves the Scathis out the way with 808 kills to its name. Of course, it can't shoot when it's moving. And for the first time all game, MimiKz actually sends some boats over to the other side of the map. It's only taken 43 minutes, and we've got 5 destroyers as well. Look at this. What are these? Anti-air preset. These are all anti-air preset commanders here. There's 4 of them, support commanders, and they're walking right into an undefended base. But aside from shields, I've got nothing. 1 goes down. 3 of them are left. They're going for the disruptor with 98 kills. They take that out. 1 is left. He's eating an awful lot of Cerberus fire. And only manages to take out 1 of the disruptors. But I think he'll be happy with that. That just leaves the 1. And the Scathis is free to open fire once more. Scathis actually having lost half of its health. And so MimiKz is going to want to keep his eye on that for sure. 832 kills to its name thus far. And in comes another round of fire. Oh, that hurt. Now 868. Packing itself about 30 kills or so ago. Just so much going on. And MimiKz now as well with seeming like air supremacy. Gets a strat bomb run. And I don't believe it. Bags himself yet another commander. GingerbreadMan says more war crimes. More war crimes indeed. That was huge. And that now makes it 2 a team. Now, was that a nuke or a Billy? Or a commander? So many things it could have been. Oh, it's Cunningfox with the telemaser. Massive. And he's jumping. Where's he going to? Is the Scathis still online? Oh, he's jumping over it. This is fantastic play from Cunningfox. Jumping back and forth into undefended areas. Just slow time down just a tad. Forgive. Where is your Scathis? There it is. 928 kills from MimiKz. I'm just thinking, can he do anything about Cunningfox? Who seems to be telemasering around with impunity for now. Quick look at the ecos, 1.4 versus 529. Still favouring Team 1. Despite enjoying the use of this Scathis. And Message doing the best way to counter Scathis fire is build dispersed power generators. And that's exactly what he's doing. just thinking any way to deal with this guy. Looks like Cunningfox about to jump away. There he goes. And now he's over here. And can MimiKz see him? The only player left on his team. GingerbreadMan gives him a helpful prompt. And MimiKz spilling mass and energy. No longer able to expend it all as his base getting torn to shreds thanks to this insane navy from MSG here. As he rolls the Scathis back, 965 kills, having killed 358,000 mass. Cunningfox eating some destroyer fire here. There's only 2 destroyers. That's going to give him something to think about. Does manage to bag himself all of these structures, though, belonging to MimiKz. Some real nice play. It's like Cunningfox, that's his shtick. Jump around. And aside from that, it's a one-on-one. Monkey Lord here belonging to MimiKz going into the water. Problem is, it's running into about 100 submarines here belonging to Cunningfox. He's got 18 and it's been spotted. And so that Monkey Lord, I think, is going to go down to these Tech 1 subs almost for naught. And the Scathis fire there, oh, you got to feel for it. Strategic missile defense with just 100 hit points left. It's got 3 missiles in the clip, but I don't think it's going to matter. There it goes. 998 kills on this Scathis. But it's starting to look a little bit like MimiKz's days are numbered. If he could just get out of the range of this navy. Problem is then he will have no eco left, but just thinking if he can keep this Scathis online a little bit longer. I suppose if the enemy commanders have got any sense, they will not be on land at this stage. Oh my goodness. How many rounds of that Scathis were just picked up by the scouts? Schlongdis laughs. Indeed. Not every day you see a Scathis used as an anti-air battery, but alas, it's possible. Those plasma shells, of course, being simulated in 3D and hit. And is that... it is. Cunningfox finally bitten off more than he can chew. And it's now a 1-on-1. Fantastic play there from MimiKz. Not clear if it was perhaps the Monkey Lord that got him. It would seem like it was. Monkey Lord having 1 kill. I can only assume that was the commander belonging to Cunningfox. Either way, Scathis now with 1,084 kills. Oh my goodness. MimiKz, though, with a rapidly deteriorating base. What's his economic situation now? Well, he's about stalled on energy. He's working on a Tech 2 power generator, which kind of gives you an idea of how desperate the situation is. And eating Tech 3 artillery, it's going to be very difficult for him to even afford to run the Scathis now. See just how much energy the Scathis uses as it prepares to shoot. And that's a shame. Go on then. $12,500 energy. That thing now needs to replenish, and the Scathis goes down. And so this is going to be the final volley of Scathis fire. And I think with that we can go back to full pace. The only way I think MimiKz is going to win this is if that Scathis fire was trained in on MSG's commander and is going to hit. I'm not sure it is. I think the Scathis fire was perhaps aimed here. Certainly doesn't seem to be on the map anymore. And with that, and a Monkey Lord inbound for MimiKz's main base. Ladies and gentlemen, It's starting to feel a little bit like there's not much else he can do. Message is certainly going to breathe a sigh of relief that Scathis is no longer online. Over 1,000 kills to its name. And here we are with MimiKz running for cover. He does have radar, stealth, so unless they get visual contact with him, they're not going to see him, but I think they've got him. Spiderbot firing on him there. You see the Navy's trying to, but it just can't quite reach him. And MimiKz with 11,000, 10,000. Let's slow down. Slow time ways down, -8. And there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. The Cybran Soul, if you can call it that, leaves the commander as it goes back through the quantum gateway back to the next ether for another game on another day. And until such time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that one. Do ensure that you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell if that's your thing. And until next time from me, wherever in the world you may be, take care. Bye-bye.